Moza has been making an awful lot of noise recently within the sim racing space, popping and banging away and making a name for themselves. And one of the recent additions that they've been doing so has been with this Moza KS steering wheel. It looks absolutely fantastic, that I am sure you can agree with, but does it perform just as well as it looks? Let's find out in this Moza KS review. Hey guys, it's Yoki here and welcome to the channel for my review on the Moza KS steering wheel. Now just quickly before we begin, I do want to put a disclaimer out there and say that Moza have sent me this product for free. They are not paying me to produce this review video. All the thoughts and opinions here in this video are my own from my own findings of testing this wheel over the last couple of weeks. And down in the description below you shall find an affiliate link. If you click that and purchase any products off the Moza website using that link, I will get a small commission, and it's a great way for you to support myself and the channel, and that support would be very much appreciated. So the KS steering wheel is a recent addition to the Moza lineup of wheels on offer, and it is sat in the middle of their range. Currently priced at $279, VAT and shipping excluded. Specs wise, the width of the wheel is 300mm and its weight is 1,220 grams. The body is formed with carbon fibre reinforced composite, the grips are using TPE rubber, and then on the back we've got two anodised aluminium magnetic paddles with Hall sensors and two anodised dual clutch paddles. Here we'll also find Moza's fantastic quick release system, as well as one of the key features on this wheel, an RJ connection port that will allow you to use this wheel on any other wheelbase within the sim racing market, providing that you have Moza's universal hub kit, which is an additional $69, VAT excluded. Switching back to the face of the rim, we've got 10 RGB backlit buttons, 3 12-position rotary encoders, 2 20-position thumb encoders, 2 joysticks, and an 8-colour RPM LED light bar. Needless to say, some pretty impressive specs there by Moza, especially for the currently listed price. Moving on to the aesthetics, I've got to say this wheel rim looks absolutely fantastic and perfectly fits in with the GT prototype and kind of lower formula style that they are going with the look to this wheel. There's some great customization options here too. The first of which is the 10 RGB backlit buttons. You push the 2 joysticks in towards the center of the wheel and hold them there until the RPM light bar flashes. You then enter the customization mode where you can press each button and cycle through the various different colors. Just keep on cycling through until you've found the color that you desire for that single button, program all the other buttons, and then press and hold the 2 joysticks back towards the center of the wheel again for a couple of seconds until the RPM light bar flashes once more and you've locked your choices in. Moza's very kindly left all these buttons unstickered and has provided a sticker sheet that comes in the box. Using this, you can then place whatever stickers you'd like on any of the 10 buttons, as well as the areas around them, allowing you to fully customize your wheel to exactly your liking and your own button assignments. And whilst I absolutely love this, I do have one very tiny little nitpick here, and that is a majority of the stickers here on this sticker sheet are in an italic font. If you are wanting just a normal standard font, you're quite heavily restricted as to what stickers you can use, and if you want to avoid mixing the two, it can also become even more difficult. So it would be great if there was more options that were both italic and then also the standard font as well, rather than being biased towards one or the other. The last customizable option is the RPM light bar and the colors for each of the 10 individual LED lights found within it. Using the Moza Pithouse software, there is a section which allows you to use a preset selection of colors to assign to each of the 10 LED lights, as well as a slider allowing you to adjust the brightness of both the RPM light bar and also the actual buttons themselves. The move to a more traditional individual lights within the RPM bar is also a welcome change. In my eyes, this looks much better than the previous light bars that I've experienced on other Moza wheel rims. Now, whilst this is all looking very fantastic, I'm also pleased to say that functionality and experience wise, this wheel performs brilliantly as well. The 300mm width feels spot on for driving GT and prototype cars, and the TPE rubber grips are moulded very nicely to create a very natural feel within the hands. The grips themselves are coated with a corrosion-resistant material to enhance durability and protect against wear and tear. Now generally I tend to wear gloves, and driving with gloves using this wheel has been a fantastic experience. If you are using a lower powered wheel rim, you'll probably be fine as well to not be driving gloves, and again the rubber feels very nice in the palms of your hands and around the fingers. All of the buttons are very nicely placed within easy reach without having to manipulate your grip too much to reach them, and all the buttons have a very nice short travel with a satisfying little click to them. Similarly, the thumb and rotary encoders are just as fun and satisfying to interact with, despite them being made of plastic. Both have a great amount of resistance to them, with a very nice balance between being able to move them fairly easily, but not so easily that you accidentally knock them whilst turning and moving the wheel around. There's also a satisfying click here that helps indicate the change in position. It makes the interaction of them very enjoyable, especially in sims that support them, such as iRacing or ACC, where you can map them to things like the brake bias, the traction control, ABS systems, fuel maps, hybrid modes, all that sort of stuff, and interacting them, switching and moving a dial around rather than just pressing a button multiple times in one direction is a hell of a lot more immersive. The joysticks, however, whilst mostly fine, do come with a slight flaw. You can move them up, down, left, right, and also click them in to act as a button, making it great for navigating various HUD modes, multifunction displays, or black boxes. However, the issue is the fact that they are exposed and completely unprotected, which means that sometimes, possibly, whilst turning the wheel and adjusting your grip slightly on the wheel, you may accidentally knock the joystick and may cause it to activate something whatever is mapped to that joystick button in the direction that you accidentally end up pressing it in. This can be a slight mild inconvenience, so I do wish that Moza would have added a little lip there or a little bit of protection just to make sure that you don't accidentally knock it. I think I've done it maybe once or twice in the entire 2-3 weeks that I've been testing this product, so it's not something that happens often, but it's something that can potentially happen, especially if you have larger hands or you move them around the wheel rim a little bit. Around the back, we've got the anodized aluminium shifter paddles as well as the 2 clutch paddles. The shifter paddles do have a magnetic sensor and are fitted with the rubber silencer to make them a little bit quieter. You should just about be able to hear the click there of those. Quite a nice little satisfying click, but they are quieter, which does make my partner a little bit happier when I'm sim racing. And then there's the 2 clutch paddles, which I just absolutely love interacting with within the various different sims. Within the Moza Pithouse software, there are 3 different options that you can choose here. You can choose to use them as buttons to assign to 2 different control assignments. You can use it as an access split, so the right pedal will be 50% of the clutch and then the left pedal will be the other 50% of the clutch, or you can choose to use it as an axis combine, allowing you to actually fine tune and choose the split / bias of the 2 pedals. This is absolutely brilliant and fantastic for finding the absolute sweet spot and getting right on the bite point using the 2 pedals. So when you press and hold them down, you obviously disengage the clutch plates. You get on the accelerator and release one of the pedals. You then bring yourself right onto the bite point, and then you can then get the car rolling and then slowly ease away on the second to re-engage the clutch plates fully, and away you go. It is a very immersive experience, a lot of fun to do, and it can also be advantageous in some sims to be right on the bite point whilst pulling away, saving you a little bit of time in the pit stops or in scenarios where you're stopped on the side of the track, for example. So my final thoughts on the KS steering wheel are that once again Moza's gone and produced another fantastic quality product. Sure, there may be a flaw or two, such as the joysticks being exposed without a little guard to prevent you from accidentally knocking the joysticks whilst cornering, shifting your grip and interacting with the wheel. But it's only really happened to me once, maybe twice, during the time that I'm testing, as previously mentioned. And then there was also the stickers that I previously mentioned, but that's something very personal to me. It may not bother you, it may not bother the majority of people out there. It's just me being a bit of a perfectionist, really. Other than that, though, you can maybe pick at the fact that the rotary encoders are plastic rather than metal, but it helps to keep the cost down. And with all its features combined with the enjoyment and driving experience that it provides, at $280, Moza have priced this very, very well, very, very competitively, and to be honest, I'd quite comfortably recommend it to anyone who is looking for a GT or prototype steering wheel and has the budget to afford this wheel. Obviously, if you've got a non-Moza wheelbase, then you'll need the universal hub kit in order to be able to use the KS steering wheel on whatever wheelbase it is that you actually have and are using. But that in itself is a great step for Moza, diversifying their portfolio and allowing users outside of the Moza ecosystem to use their products. So yeah, that's everything I've got to say. Thank you very much for watching. Until the next one, have fun, stay safe, take care.